Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to continue working on part 19 of this house build. Let's get started. So in the last video, we were able to finalize our model. Now I'm going to show you how to create sheets. So if you go right here, there will be sheet on our project browser, and then you need to right click new sheet. A0 metric is already loaded, but if you want a different title block, just go to title blocks right here, and you have different kinds of sheet size. So here I'm just going to use A0 metric and press OK, and we'll be able to have our sheet. We're gonna actually keep on creating sheets, so just press OK until we create 5. So if you notice, it will be on sequence. So if you change the numbering or the naming of this, it will actually follow along because Revit recognizes the sequencing. So here I'm just going to leave it at A101 until A105, and then you'll be able to change here, or you can double click, you can change the naming right here. So here owner is ACD, and then this is a project house, and then here under you can put cover sheet. So let's go all caps, and then you can change it here as well. So next one is first floor, and then second floor on this one, and then you can double click here and change it right here, elevation. You can copy this and then add it, elevation, and then elevation. So now everything is set up. We'll be able to create our cover sheet. The 3D view that we created for our starting view, the 3D view number 1, we'll make that as our rendering. So we're gonna go to insert, actually under view, and then we have rendering here. We're just gonna render it locally, and then we're gonna set this one to draft, and we're gonna leave it in draft because that's the lowest quality settings that we can do, and it will be just fast. If you go high, best, or custom, that will take a while. So either way, whatever you choose, you need to be patient if you go above here. So just click on render, just leave it at scheme exterior sun only, and then click render, and then it will render. It will be just a couple of seconds, so it's not going to be too much that I need to pause the video. So once it's done, we'll be able to adjust the exposure. So here, click adjust, and then once you change anything, for example here, if you click apply, you will see the changes instantly. So you'll be able to just drag it here and then change it on the other side, so that you'll be able to see the rendering that you're creating. And then of course you can always reset it. Then once you're good with all of this, you can press OK, and then make sure to save your project. Once you create this, you can change the name as well. A rendering will be created on your project browser, and this one you'll be able to drag and drop, and then we'll be able to scale it a lot. And you can also export the rendering file. So for example, if you want to download this, you can export it to your desktop, and then you'll be able to have that rendering in your desktop. So now we're good with this. We can go back to cover sheet and then go to rendering right here, and then drag and drop. And the good thing about a rendering or an image that you added is you'll be able to scale it, make it big. And then of course we have this viewport right here, title line, no title line. So here we'll be able to just adjust it to how big we want it to be. Usually we could just showcase what it looks like that. Next, I want to add in our drawing list. So to create that, we need to go to our schedule, right click here, and then sheet list. And the one that I want to do is just the sheet number, drag it on the other side to add the parameter, and then sheet name. So drag it again to our parameter. If you don't want it, just select this and then remove the parameter. So it's very easy, just putting it on the right side will be added. So now we need to click OK, and it will create, go to cover sheet, and then go right here and then drag it. Of course it doesn't look good yet, we could just change it up so it looks like this. So go here, double click, and then filter, and then appearances. I don't want the gap here, so I'm gonna uncheck this. And then the only thing that I need to do is I want the title to be really big, so around 7, and then maybe 6 for this, and then the body will be 5. Press OK, and then I want this one to be drawing list, all caps. And then once we go to cover sheet, it will be changed like that. We'll be able to extend this to whatever we want, how big we want it, and this will be automatic. So if, for example, you need to delete this, it will delete here as well. So it's very parametric, and you don't need to do anything. Once you have this, if you added another sheet, it will be automatic on this drawing list. So it's not like AutoCAD that you need to manually add all the sheets. So here you could just leave it like this now, and then everything will be changed instantly. So now let's go to our first floor, and the way you add a floor plan is you go right here and then drag it. But if you notice, this is too big for it, or it's good enough, but we need to crop it. So what I usually do is just delete it for now, go to level 1, and then here we need to check all of this first. And then here we have our crop, and then we could just crop it to the size that we want. And even though you go past the grid lines, don't worry, grid lines will follow along. So for example here, it will follow along, so you don't need to worry about those. So if you want it to be like this, you can just leave it like that. And then now we're ready to drag and drop this. And then we have our level 1 added, but I don't want the level 1 name here. I want it to be first floor because that's the name of the title on the sheet. So, but I don't want to change the leveling or the naming convention that we have here because it's very organized already. So what you have to do is just select this, and we have the title on sheet right here. So once you select that, you'll be able to type in whatever you want, but I'm gonna put first floor. And then once you're done, click right here again, and then click apply. And as you can see, it changed. Press escape, select here, and then you'll be able to change the line, and then you will be able to select this one again, and you'll be able to move it whatever location you want to. Most of the time we add border lines. So for example here, we need to create a detail line. I create, so for example 20 by 20 first, and then add this one. So that's my border now. I delete this, click on tab to highlight those parts, and then I'll be able to just add this one, pull it up a little bit, make it nice, and then you can have it located like that, so it looks more professional. So don't worry if you have the level 1, we still have this one showing. You can just uncheck this, it will disappear. So even though if you leave it like this, once you print it, this crop region is not going to be visible in the printout. So either you have it or not, that will be fine. But for me, I want it to look good, so just for my visual, so I'm just gonna uncheck that, but you could just leave it, don't worry. So here I'm just gonna copy this, so select, click on tab, control C, and go to second floor, and we want to add those lines already. So click on tab, control C, and then add those lines, so we don't need to do the manual addition of the lines already. We could just crop it. Here we need to crop it as well, similar to what we did. So we need to check all of this, apply, and then crop it to the size that we want, similar to what we did earlier. And if you're cropping the grid line, that's fine, it's not going to be an issue because it will follow along. So now we have our second floor, add it right here as well, pull this one up, nudge it in place so that we don't have it too much like that, and then change the name. We need to change it from here, second floor, click on the right side and then click apply, select here in order for you to drag this line, the title line. You can nudge this one at the top and then nudge this one in place. So that looks good. And we need to go to our elevation. Similar to what we did on our floor plan, you need to assess how big and how it is looking on your sheet. So for me, I'm gonna go and add the east elevation, and as you can see, it's very small, so we can make it actually big. So what we can do is go to east elevation, change this to maybe 1:50, crop it so that this one is visible, because we increased the size already, so we don't need all of this to be visible in our crop view. You'll be able to add fine, and then you could do shaded color if you want. You can also put a background, so graphic display, you'll be able to create a background with gradient. That is something that I usually like. And then crop this, and then now if we see it, go to our elevation, go east, and then add it. As you can see, it looks really good. We just need to change or crop this part, and everything will fit nicely. And then we'll be able to notch it in place and then add the same thing what we did to our north. So let's do that. So let's change it to 50, check all of this, crop it properly to the size that we want, crop also the top part and then the bottom so that they fit properly. Click it fine, shaded, and then add a background of gradient to look nice. And then you just need to simply drag and drop, and it will look like that. That looks very good. I like the way it changes the perception. So now you just need to do it on the last two, and then we'll be able to create a sheet list or sheet set, so that you don't need to keep on selecting all the print. You will have a preset of the sheets that you want to print. So here, go to Fine, change this one to Shaded, go back again, Graphic Display, and then go to Background, and then Gradient. Click Apply, and then OK. So lastly, we need to go on our west elevation, change our scale, select all of those, crop this one, and then crop this one. And as you can see, it's not visible on our project because we have something like here. So what you need to do is go to level 1. You need to uncheck this one first. Maybe uncheck all of this. And then we need to see where so you need to go VG and then type in E under annotation category. We have our elevation here, but it's not visible, so I need to know where our elevations are. So I want to see, maybe it's not here, so let's go to ground. So here underground it's more visible, sorry. So I'm gonna uncrop this, uncheck those, and then just go to ground, and then we need to just move this one right here, and then move this one onto this side. So now it's more visible on all of our elevation. So if we check here, south, west, still there, we could just then hide this, just to be sure that everything is visible on our part. We could just hide element and then hide this one as well. So basically we're forcing it to hide. It's not something that is gonna be bothersome, but at least we did our part now, and we just need to crop this, and then we need to add in the background. Gradient, apply, OK, and then let's double check anything we need to do, and then go to elevation and then drop south and west, something like that, and then here is the west. So it looks good. I think here, so west, I need to change the background. So gradient already, so I'll just leave it like that now. And then here we could click on print. We're ready to print all of this, so we're just gonna do a simple print out. Select here, make sure to put it back to combine, or else it will create separate files. Select here, uncheck this, and then check all. So all of this you need to save as, so that you could put full set, so that our preset, a full set of our project. Press OK, and then we could just press OK as well. Now it will print for us for the PDF, and we want it to be printed onto our desktop first. And then once it's done, we'll be able to double check how it looks. So right now, let's double check. So this is our cover sheet, we have our drawing list right here. We have our first floor, second floor, we have our 4 elevations into our 2 sheets right here. So everything looks good, and we'll be able to send it to Twinmotion on our next video, and we'll be able to render a walkthrough and then a still photos. So thank you for watching, and hope you liked the video. Please hit like and subscribe. Feel free to comment down below.